Hey everybody, this is Makeup Dr. Cherie here for Devotional Diva, and I forgot to put my glasses on. I have for makeup for my makeup tutorial today. We're doing like a little bit more of a smoky eye. Just kind of a simple smoky eye there. And so thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to go over later how to do that. Right now I want to do, I know I talked about this prayer of doing beforehand on my first episode and then I kept forgetting. But I'm trying to remember. This is from Psalms 19:14, and it says, "May the words of my mouth and this meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, Lord, my rock and my redeemer." So I like to try to say that either out loud or to myself beforehand, because I want to do the stuff that I want to do. I want to make sure it's pleasing to God. And today's verse is from Luke 19:39 and 40. It's actually two verses, 39 and 40. And it says, "Some of the Pharisees in the crowd said to Jesus, 'Teacher, rebuke your disciples.'" I like to imagine them talking like that. And in verse 40, Jesus says, "I tell you," he replied, "if they keep quiet, the stones will cry out." And this is the NIV version. And I just love that because we're supposed to give praise to the Lord and talk about the Lord. And this is when the Lord was coming in on the little cult, and they were, you know, singing his praises, and the Pharisees were like, I don't think so. Y'all too loud. So I thought that was really cool. But I don't want the Lord to have to get stones to cry out for me. I want to cry out myself. The stone should not have to be called to do that. And so I thought about, I really like, I was talking to my mom a while back, a few months ago, and I was like, sometimes, you know, I like Christian music, but I hadn't heard any Christian hip hop before. And I was just like, I want something that I'll be like, like, you know, that makes you kind of get hype. And, I hadn't heard that before. My mom's like, well, there's all kinds of music. Let's go look for it. So we went on Pandora and we Googled a little bit, and we found some great artists that I wanted to share with you. Lecrae, and I love his song, "Tell the World." It's so great. Every time I hear it, I'm just like, yeah, I want to tell the world. And then I get somewhere and I get nervous and I don't want to open my mouth. But I want to tell the world about the Lord. Another artist is Tedashii, and his song "Dum Dum" with Lecrae, and they talk about how people think, oh, you're dumb because you're praising the Lord and you're following him, and you're not in these fancy clothes and smoking weed and stuff. It's like, we don't need to conform to the world. And then another guy, this is a white guy, which is really cool, Andy Mineo. I think I'm pronouncing his name right, from his Neverland album, "You Can't Stop Me." Oh, you cannot listen to that song without being like, what? Like, it makes you just want to go out and just take on the world for Jesus. So those are so much fun, and I really like it. Just some cool hip-hop music. Of course, Kirk Franklin, I can't go without mentioning him, being the first person I've ever heard do any kind of Christian hip-hop. And back then, I think this was in the 90s, it was just like, mind blown. So I'm glad there's some other people that took up the mantle after. Well, he's still performing. He's still amazing. My mom went to see him the other day. I was like, I wish I could have gone. But Andy Mineo is fun because he talks about being paralyzed by fear and worrying about what, having to not worry about what other people think. That now, because he's white, where's his pigment? Like, he doesn't have the rhymes. He can't make it talking about Christ. Nobody's going to want to listen to Christian hip hop and all those things. And, in his head, he's just like, no, you can't stop me. The only person I fear is God, and God is on my side. And you're just like, yeah, you want to like roll the windows down in your car and lean to the side and turn the music up. It makes you want to dance and move and have fun. So I love that. Anyway, enough of me talking about that. Up next, you will see the tutorial on me doing this makeup.